Hello, class. As I was reading through this scenario, the department manager has a trusted assistant, Jim. And as you read through the scenario, you can see how the similarity attraction phenomenon is presented in the scenario. The manager is very oblivious and unaware to Jim's behaviors or actions outside of her tunnel vision of what he does for her exactly. Anytime she needs something or is so there's an urgent task or um, anything that needs to be completed that she is not able to get to, Jim is there to pick up the slack for. And he shows how capable and reliable and trustworthy he is. Um, but one thing you can tell by Jim's actions is that he's a very task oriented leader. He has those behaviors such as, completing tasks on time, picking up the slack when it needs to be completed, and getting things done by any means necessary. And sometimes when you're a task oriented leader, you tend to put the people that you're working with or the people that are working for you to the back burner because you're so focused on the goal. So I believe that Jim isn't showing too many signs of being a people oriented leader. Um, Sorry, let's go. I also see that the the manager becomes more aware of Jim's behaviors after speaking to a few of the colleagues, and from there on, she is making decisions. And from there, she's going to have to make decisions on whether Jim is going to be the right person for the assistant manager job or whether he's not going to be the right person for the assistant manager job. I think that I would. There's only there's certain things that Jim would have to do in order for me to feel comfortable if I was the manager. So there would be certain things that Jim would have to do for me to be comfortable enough to promote him to the assistant manager position. I would need to see him take more of an initiative with his fellow colleagues and the people that work below him. I would want to see him become more of a participative leader than a directive leader. I don't want him to go into a room and automatically start barking orders. I'd rather him come into a room, set the scene, say, these are the goals, these are the expectations. Now, as a group, as a collective, what is the best way to get to that specific goal or that specific to meet that specific deadline? And obviously, Jim would have the overall decision making based off the collaborative collaborative effort from the team. Also, I think that Jim would also have to show more path go theory approach, which means he needs to be able to be adaptive to any of the scenarios. He can't be understanding here, but then in this situation, he's being very strict, very directive, and forgetting what other people may be feeling or be expressing in that moment. How I would go about addressing these concerns with Jim would be it would have to be a constructive conversation. I would have to sit him down and in a safe setting and be completely honest with him in terms of behaviors and actions rather than who feels that way and who is being done to, because that's irrelevant, because his behavior should be consistent amongst everyone and not just individuals. So I would want to again give him a kind reminder of the expectations and honestly the requirements for the position as assistant manager and what we expect from assistant manager to be how they are to their colleagues and to the people that work below them. I would make sure to have a conversation where he was understanding of the consequences and the rewards of becoming a more people-oriented leader rather than a task-oriented leader. And if he could find a good balance between the two, then he would be very successful as an assistant manager. I think long term, and to look at the bigger picture and look at the long term perspective of things, is that we would want to have more of a HR department where we are welcoming feedback and constructive criticism amongst our team leaders, therefore that we know what areas or what training needs to be done in order to have a successful and safe work environment. We would want to have maybe like a Dropbox where they can put anonymous notes into a Dropbox, and then those notes are addressed in a newsletter that's weekly emailed to the entire staff. Or it could be something like a town hall meeting amongst the company where, you know, you submit questions or concerns and comments, and all of that is addressed to the whole entire staff, whether it's office personnel or warehouse personnel, and everybody is there receiving the same information at the same time. There's many solutions to an HR problem where you're not receiving the feedback that you need to be hearing in a timely manner so that everybody feels respected, safe, and happy in their work environment. But those were just a few that came to mind. Thank you very much.